The xenobiology lecture hall fell silent as Professor Zekthar's crystalline appendages clicked nervously against the podium. The Velcrosian instructor had taught interspecies relations for 40 cycles, but nothing had prepared him for this moment. "Please," he repeated, his translator struggling with the tremor in his voice. "Call off your domesticated beast." Lewis stood frozen near the entrance, his hand wrapped around a leather leash that seemed laughably inadequate for the creature snarling at the end of it. The German shepherd, Max, as Lewis had introduced him, had his eyes locked on the professor, lips curled back to reveal teeth that gleamed under the artificial lighting. Anna rushed forward from her seat, her own pet tucked safely in a carrier. "Lewis, what were you thinking bringing a dog?" "You said domesticated beast," Lewis protested, pulling hard on the leash as Max lunged forward another inch. "Max is totally domesticated." The classroom was a chaos of alien students pressing themselves against the walls. A Quilarian had inflated their defensive bladders. 2 Mothrek were hovering near the ceiling, their wing membranes fluttering in distress. Even the usually stoic Hrovnik delegates had retreated behind their desks, their rocky hides apparently not feeling quite protective enough. "That is a predator." Professor Zekthar managed to climb higher on his magnetic desk platform. "A pursuit carnivore with bite force exceeding 300 of your pound per square inch measurements." "So?" Lewis seemed genuinely confused, though he was clearly struggling to maintain control. Max had begun a low, rumbling growl that made the Quilarian deflate entirely in terror. Anna set her carrier down and approached carefully. Inside, her orange tabby cat, Mr. Whiskers, watched the proceedings with supreme indifference. "Lewis, look around. Nobody else brought something with teeth like that." She gestured to the other students' submissions. The Velcrosian student had brought a bioluminescent colony organism that pulsed gently in a containment field. The Hrovnik had presented a silicon-based creature that resembled a mobile rock garden. One of the Mothrek had brought something that looked like a floating jellyfish, bobbing peacefully in its anti-gravity sphere. And then there was Mr. Whiskers, who chose that moment to yawn, revealing his own set of needle-sharp teeth. The professor's eye stalk swiveled toward Anna. You brought another predator?" "He's a cat," Anna said defensively. "He's like 8 pounds. 8 pounds of apex predator." A Quilarian student's voice piped up from somewhere behind an overturned desk. "I read the human file. Those creatures have a 95% kill success rate when hunting. 95%. The next closest predator in the known galaxy achieves 40%. Lewis finally managed to get Max to sit, though the dog's attention never wavered from the professor. "Okay, but Max wouldn't actually eat anyone. He's just protective. Aren't you, boy?" He scratched behind the dog's ears and Max's tail gave a single, uncertain wag. Professor Zekthar was slowly regaining his composure, though his color hadn't quite returned to its normal violet shade. "You must understand, human Lewis, that most species domesticated prey animals. Herd beasts, filter feeders, not pursuit carnivores that can track prey for hours and have social pack structures designed for cooperative hunting." "But that's exactly why we domesticated them," Anna chimed in, finally understanding the disconnect. She opened Mr. Whiskers' carrier, and the cat sauntered out, immediately beginning to groom himself. "We didn't just want animals that gave us milk or carried things. We wanted partners." Lewis nodded enthusiastically. "Max's ancestors helped us hunt. They guarded our camps. They warned us about danger. We evolved together. Wolves chose us as much as we chose them. And cats?" The professor's voice was faint. Anna shrugged. "Cats domesticated themselves. They figured out we had mice around our grain stores and just moved in. We let them because they were useful and cute." A Mothrek student drifted lower, curiosity apparently overcoming fear. "But the aggression? The hunting instinct?" "Training," Lewis said simply. "Trust. Max knows I'm his pack leader. He knows the rules." He demonstrated by giving a simple command. "Max down." The German shepherd immediately dropped to his belly, though his eyes continued tracking every movement in the room. Mr. Whiskers, meanwhile, had located a shaft of sunlight and was rolling in it, purring loudly enough to be heard across the lecture hall. Professor Zekthar descended slowly from his perch. "This is disturbing. Your species befriends predators. You bring them into your homes. Your families include them." "Yes," Anna and Lewis said simultaneously. "And you see nothing unusual about this?" Lewis considered. "I mean, when you put it that way, I guess it's kind of weird. But it's been like 30,000 years for dogs. We don't really remember a time without them. The professor's appendages stopped clicking. A strange sound emerged from his translator, something between wonder and disbelief. 30,000 years of cohabitation with pursuit predators. And the felines? About 10,000, Anna supplied helpfully. Mr. Whiskers had found the Velcrosian student's bioluminescent colony fascinating and was stalking toward it with obvious intent. Anna, your domesticated beast is hunting my student's project, the professor noted wearily. Mr. Whiskers, no. Anna scooped up the cat, who meowed in protest. Sorry, he thinks anything that moves is a toy. A long silence filled the lecture hall. Then the Hravnik delegate spoke, their voice like grinding stones. I believe I understand now why humans dominate their homeworld so thoroughly, and why they have been so successful in colonization efforts. Professor Zekthar nodded slowly, his color finally returning to normal. Yes, a species that can turn the apex predators of their world into loyal companions. What chance did the rest of their ecosystem stand? He paused. What chance does the galaxy have? Lewis grinned. We prefer to think of it as making friends, not conquering. Max barked once cheerfully and half the class flinched. Class dismissed, Professor Zekthar announced. Early. Human students, please remove your companions before they traumatize anyone further. As the alien students filed out, giving Max and Mr. Whiskers a wide berth, Anna caught Lewis's eye and smiled. Same time next week? She asked. I think we're supposed to bring examples of human entertainment. Lewis's grin widened. I'm bringing a horror movie. From somewhere near the exit, they heard Professor Zekthar's despairing groan.